Imagine standing alone in a sprawling field of cracked gravestones, shrouded in mist, the air thick with secrets long sealed beneath the soil. What whispers of the past linger here, in these abandoned cemeteries? And what chilling tales await those brave enough to uncover them? Today, we're diving deep into the eerie silence of forgotten burial grounds, exploring the haunting stories that echo through time, and connecting to the lives of those who once walked the earth. As we embark on this journey, prepare to encounter mysteries that will leave you questioning everything about our relationship with death, memory, and the remnants we leave behind. As we wander through these dilapidated spaces, it's hard not to wonder, what happened to those who were interred in these graveyards? Many of us think of cemeteries as solemn places of peace, yet what if there's more? What if they hold chilling tales that reveal the darker sides of human history, forgotten tragedies, and unsolved mysteries? The allure of abandoned cemeteries isn't simply the intrigue of crumbling tombstones. It's the potential for revelation, stories untold that resonate with the very core of who we are. Let's take a moment to consider something unsettling. Pew Research indicates that over 90% of people believe in some form of an afterlife. Yet, despite this collective belief, we often shy away from confronting our own mortality. What better place to examine this paradox than the forgotten cemeteries scattered across our landscapes? Have you ever found yourself lingering in a graveyard, feeling the weight of history press down upon you? The energy here seems to pulse with unanswered questions, beckoning for exploration and understanding. But the stories we find are rarely gentle. These cemeteries, often swallowed by time and neglect, are also home to inexplicable phenomena that defy explanation. From ghostly apparitions to mysterious sounds echoing through the night, the tales of these spaces invite us to confront our deepest fears. Many legends say that spirits linger in places where memories fade and stories are abandoned. Could it be that these souls, cast aside like the graves that bear their names, have unresolved stories to share with us? Take, for instance, the infamous Pioneer Cemetery in Nevada, a resting place for those who sought fortune during the height of the gold rush. Once, families with dreams crafted with the shimmering hope of prosperity laid to rest here, only to be forgotten as their ambition outpaced them. Today, the wind whispers through the cracked headstones, each gust a reminder of dreams that crumbled. You might be wondering, what tragedies befell these restless souls? Could it be that their ambitions turned to despair in the face of harsh realities, leading them to haunt the very land they strove to conquer? These graveyards serve as a stark reminder of how quickly we can slip into shadows. Did you know that one of the largest abandoned cemeteries in the United States is in New York City? Hart Island, an uninhabited island serving as a potter's field since the 19th century, is home to over 1 million souls, many of whom were buried in mass graves, neglected and forgotten by time. Imagine the emotional weight of that place: mothers, fathers, children, all interred with little more than a number to signify their existence. It's a hauntingly stark reflection of a society willing to overlook its most vulnerable. Here lies a chilling truth. What does it mean to be forgotten? In the crowded city, who remembers the names etched in anonymity? Yet, it's not only the physical remnants that chill, the connection we share with these places evokes a powerful reckoning. St. Louis's Old Slave Cemetery serves as a contemplative area where we remember those who lived and died in bondage. This abandoned site, overgrown with wildflowers, speaks volumes through its silence. It's a space for reflection upon the horror of human history and the resilience of the human spirit. But why do some forgotten places demand our attention, while others slip quietly into obscurity? Are we drawn to them as a means of confronting our fears or as a reminder of what we ought to change? And here's something you didn't expect. Many of these cemeteries are said to be haunted. Sites like the old burying ground in Marblehead, Massachusetts, tell stories of shipwrecked sailors who met watery graves and returned to walk the paths of those they left behind. Reports of feeling unsettling cold spots, shadows darting just out of sight, and auditory hallucinations haunt those who dare to visit. Could it be that these cemeteries not only hold tales of the past but also harbor the spirits of those who seek both closure and connection in a world that has forgotten them? As we tread deeper into these spaces, we uncover more than just remnants of lives lived. We stumble upon heart-wrenching stories of love lost, tragedies endured, and unspeakable horrors faced. For example, imagine wandering through an overgrown cemetery in Louisiana, one shadowed by draped moss and thick trees, where the cries of the past seem to whisper through the rustling leaves. This is the final resting place of many who lost their lives to the ravages of disease amidst the hardships of life on the brink of the bayou. Each weathered headstone carries a tale of hope dashed, of families torn apart, and of the ongoing struggle against nature's fury. What could these spirits reveal if only they could speak? With each chilling story, it's hard not to feel a tug of curiosity regarding the ritual surrounding death. An abandoned cemetery in New Orleans, known for its elaborate above-ground tombs, holds secrets of a unique cultural practice rooted in the city's diverse history. Such sites unveil how communities honor their dead. Did you know that during the annual Day of the Dead celebrations, some families return to these forgotten burial sites, cleaning and decorating them in homage to their ancestors? In doing so, they breathe life into memories that might otherwise remain entombed in silence. This practice raises vital questions. What does it mean to remember someone? What threads connect us across time and tragedy? Now, let's shift our gaze for a moment to a chilling fact about the future of these cemeteries. As urban expansion looms, many abandoned graveyards face the threat of being repurposed or erased entirely from our collective memory. Can you imagine plowing over the final resting places of countless souls to make way for shopping malls and office buildings? There's something profoundly disturbing about losing a connection to history in such a graphic manner. What are the stories we are willing to sacrifice for progress, and at what cost? Among the most notorious chilling tales, we find the story of the Greenbrier Ghost, a spirit alleged to roam an abandoned cemetery in West Virginia. Locals recount sightings of a spectral figure dressed in a tattered wedding gown, wandering among the graves, searching for her lost love. You might be wondering how stories like these take hold of people's imaginations and why they resonate. Perhaps it's because they reveal our intrinsic need for connection, even amidst loss. Spirits, in this light, represent the anchors of our past, a haunting reminder that love transcends even death. On our journey through these forgotten spaces, it's essential to consider not only the past inhabitants but also the future guardians of these sacred lands. Who feels compelled to protect these historical sites? Numerous groups and individuals passionately work to restore abandoned cemeteries, preserving them as cultural artifacts for generations to come. They act as stewards of memory, breathing life back into the neglected and raising awareness about the significance of remembering those who came before us. What comes next will leave you speechless. These brave souls stand against the overwhelming tide of forgetfulness, reminding us that awareness must root itself in respect and reverence for the stories of the past. Now, imagine yourself standing before a crumbling mausoleum, the air steeped in an unsettling stillness. What kind of energy lingers here? Many have reported that these places feel almost alive, vibrating with history, pain, and sometimes, joy. Perhaps it's the weight of stories long ignored waiting to be uncovered. As we wrap up our exploration of these chilling tales from abandoned cemeteries, perhaps you can reflect on your connection to the spaces around you. What legacies do you carry, and how will you ensure they aren't lost to time and neglect? As we conclude our haunting journey, remember that each grave tells a story, stories of hope, love, loss, and even despair. These abandoned cemeteries serve as both a mirror reflecting our humanity and a reminder of what it means to care for one another beyond the veil of life. Perhaps they leave us with a profound lesson, that silence is not just absence but a repository of memories waiting to be shared. So, as you walk away from this narrative, consider your own stories, the narratives you have the power to tell, and the connections you can forge amidst the whispers of the past. In the end, the chilling tales housed within these abandoned cemeteries are more than mere ghostly legends or tragic histories. They're vessels of humanity, echoing through time, beckoning us to listen. So the next time you stumble upon an old graveyard, remember, it's not just a cemetery, it's a memory keeper, a storyteller, and it might just reveal more than you ever imagined. Would you dare to step into the mystery and discover your own chilling tale?